Hello, my name is Aylahn, and this video is part of my series called DCS Diary, on which I plan on showing my experience learning to play DCS. And on this specific video, I plan on exposing a difficulty I was having while learning to fly this airplane, the Focke-Wulf 190 D-9 Dora, and how I managed to overcome it. So with this module comes a series of instant action missions, and specific to the channel DLC, there is this one. Dogfight against Spitfires, and on which you fly alongside a wingman, and you have to defeat 2 Spitfires Mk. And basically, while trying it, I was being completely outmatched by them. I was being defeated constantly, and fairly speaking, it seemed impossible to win. But I eventually came up with a strategy to defeat them, and this is why I'm making this video. I plan on showcasing this strategy, which I believe can be used effectively to defeat the Spitfire Mk using the Dora. And I also plan on showing some situations in which it can go wrong. And I'm going to expose all of this on an edited mission I made, on which I'm flying the Dora against the Spitfire Mk, which is controlled by AI on veteran difficulty. And before we start, I would like to say that by no means this all comes from an expert. As I said, these are videos of my experience learning to play this game, and if you're already experienced in this sort of games, a few things here might be new to you, and might also be very obvious. But I would also like to invite you to watch it, since it might also bring you some new insights into this game. But overall, this is focused on people who are starting and might be having the same issues that I have. So yeah, let's start it. I'm going to divide this video in 3 parts. This first one is going to be the detailed breakdown of the strategy, which I'll be running on a successful scenario where the strategy is well executed. The second one is going to be about the risks and what could go wrong, what could happen to you if the strategy is badly executed. And the third part is me showing a more dynamic use of the strategy, combining the usual Tanc fight with the principles that are applied throughout the strategy, to make it so that it is more applicable to multiplayer scenarios or missions to you create yourself to dogfights. Yeah. So the strategy is basically about focusing on the strengths of the Dora, which is its speed, and especially fighting against a Spitfire. You have to keep the speed as high as possible whenever you can, because it can outturn you very easily, especially on lower speeds. The Dora performs very poorly on lower speeds. It stalls very easily when you turn at speeds below 400 and 300 kilometers per hour. So the strategy is keeping your speed high. And what do I mean by having a high speed with the Dora? Well, this is basically above the 500 kilometers mark. It's really good if you keep it at 550, and the ideal condition is to keep it at 600 kilometers per hour. But at my experience, it's very hard to achieve the 600 kilometers per hour mark on a level flight. You'll have to sacrifice some of your altitude to get to this point, but the good thing is that it can sustain the speed after you achieve it on a level flight. And this also shows that the altitude management, it's very important in this airplane. You will have to sacrifice it in some moments to gain speed, but when you feel safe and you think this situation is appropriate, you will have to regain some of this altitude to use later. And the objective with this is to have a good distance from your enemy. As you will see later on this video, we are going to pass through him, and our objective is to increase our distance. And why? Well, because, as I said, the Spitfire can outturn you very easily, so your chance to shoot him will be on head-ons. If you don't get enough distance from him and you do the turn, you won't be able to point your guns at him, and he will just stick to your 6. You won't be able to do anything. This is basically the experience fighting against the Spitfire using an airplane like the Dora, which cannot turn as well. So this was a brief introduction to what's going to happen in this video, and I'm going to unpause it now to show how it unfolds. Yeah, you can see the Spitfire already, right here. There it is. I'm adjusting my aim, and here, this is important. I just activated the M50, and in case some of you guys don't know what this is, it's a mixture of methanol and water, 50-50%, which decreases the temperature in the supercharger, as well as it serves as an anti-detonant. So what it does is it increases the horsepower of the airplane and concurrently increases its velocity. And so, as you can see, it is very important. But it is a limited resource, so you can't just leave it, turn it on the entire flight. There are moments for you to use it, and personally I like to use it when I think I'm in danger and I think I need more speed to have an advantage over a target. And another situation is when I'm pursuing someone or I'm about to engage an enemy. And these are situations which I believe are very safe for you to assume that it's important to activate the M50. You have enough of it, so you don't need to be so restrictive about its use. And another thing that I'm doing is I'm opening my radiator flaps. And why? Because, well, you can regulate your radiator flaps to try to achieve the ideal temperature for your oil and coolant. But the thing is, in a situation like this where you're about to engage an enemy, it's very hard, at least for me, to keep track of my temperature all the time. I'm just focusing on the enemy and on the maneuver. So I would just not pay attention to my temperature, and this may cause your engine to overheat, and it's a very dangerous situation that can that can get you killed. So this is why I advise you to keep it fully opened when you are about to engage an enemy at your full throttle, because it will be one less thing in your head. And so far I haven't noticed any significant decrease in performance for the airplane. Like, you can regulate it later when you're on cruise flight to decrease the drag, but I highly advise you to take this trouble out of your mind when you are about to engage an enemy. So yeah, this is why I like to keep it fully open. And as you can see, here it is. I'm going to approach. I'm not going to fire at him at this moment, just so that I can show the strategy unfolding. I'm going to jump a little bit. Here I'm aiming at him, but I don't plan on shooting. I'm just practicing the aiming. There it is. We're going to pass through each other, and there we passed. So here, this is a very important moment after you pass through the enemy. I advise you to look back to search for him, to keep eyes on your enemy. And why? Because, well, first of all, this is an AI enemy, so you can be sure that it will follow you. Like, you don't have to doubt that it will be trying to get your sex, and it will be back there. But other situations, like on multiplayer or something else, it might just not follow you, so it's good to keep track of it. And another reason why is because it's good to know where it is. It is actually right here. Let me apologize. Yeah, there it is, the Spitfire. So when you turn to him to make the attack, it's very, very important to know where it is and to point your nose to him. If you if you lose him and you make the turn poorly and you do not point your nose at him, it can go very, very bad for you. As I will show on the second part of this video, which I'm going to show the strategy going wrong, this is actually one of the most important things. One of the most important reasons why the strategy failed. Yeah, I know where it is. There's that. And I'm going to make the turn. There. Here. And this turn is very, very important. It is important that you do it on the maximum turn rate that you can. Basically because you won't want to give him the opportunity to pass you, like so that you cannot do the head-on with him, because it gives him the opportunity to get to your 6, and even worse, to closing the distance between you and him. So it's important that you complete this turn fastly. And yeah, and here it's very important that you track your enemy. As you can see, I already seen him. He's right here. I don't know if you guys can see it because of video quality reasons, but I can see it. It is right here. Here. I'm going to pass him a little bit, but here. I recover and I go back to him. Yeah, there it is. This is an ideal situation, so I really had a big distance from him, a really big distance, so I wasn't in danger of committing that mistake that I mentioned, of not turning it off to do the head-on. But on more realistic situations this might happen, so this is why it's important for you to make this turn fastly and be precise. So one thing is going to happen here is that we will do the merge again. It's like a first merge, but this time I'm going to shoot him, and I will splash the enemy. But a few things happen here that I would like to point out. First of all, is that the AI, for some reason, it doesn't shoot back at you. I don't know why this happens. I tried to change it before, but the AI just doesn't shoot on head-ons. So this is something that you have to keep in mind if you fly on multiplayer, because your enemy might shoot back at you, and it will all come down to who has the best accuracy and who shoots first. You will want to shoot from a longer distance and be more accurate, so that you can evade his filter shots and actually kill him by being accurate. And if you fail in one of these two things, you might either get yourself killed, or you might have to do this all over again. So here I'm going to show it happening in an ideal situation, being well executed. Here I'm trying to keep track of him, trying to aim for the pass. And as you guys can see, we were really distant from each other. I tried to make this, to increase this distance so that I could show you how it plays out very well. Here. Yeah, I shot him, and as you can see, he's in flames. And it's possibly because I shot his fuel tank. And he's basically done for. That's it. He will die a few seconds later. I will pause it to show you guys. Yeah, there it is. It's fuming. I checked back so that I could try to repeat the process in case he didn't die at this first few shots. But he's dead. Either the pilot died or the airplane just stopped. I don't know why, but he's out of the combat. That's a splash. Okay, so this one is the failed attempt of the strategy, which I'm going to show you guys. And this video is a bit longer than the last one, but I will try to make it faster, because there will be less pauses for me to explain stuff, because I already did on the last part. And so most of what I'm going to show here are a few moments where things go wrong, and give you guys some advices on how to avoid making these mistakes. Yeah, let's play the video. So here we begin on almost the same situation. We are going to do a merge, and again I'm not going to shoot at him, we are just going to pass. And yeah, I'll try to jump a little bit, because nothing of importance is actually going to happen here. Here I'm pointing my guns at him, but I'm not going to shoot, just for practice. Still, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to keep going the same direction. Going to try to build my speed and look back to identify him. And there it is. And this there is an important thing to notice here, is that for the beginners, this may be kind of hard to identify, but for people who already played this game for some time already, can kind of tell the distance between you and someone that's on your 6. And as you guys can see, this Spitfire on this situation is way closer than the Spitfire on the last part, on the successful attempt. So you have to kind of train your eye to perceive this, to notice that someone, to tell the distance between you and someone behind you. And right now we can see that this guy is fairly close. So yeah, here we just keep going. I dive a little bit to gain speed, as I said. The thing about the 600 kilometers per hour, I'm trying to achieve this, and once I achieve it, I try to get a more level flight, because of the thing that I just mentioned. I noticed that the other airplane is too close, and I'm trying to build more distance to execute the strategy. Yeah, I decided to climb a little bit to recover some of the altitude, because I see that maybe I will need to use it later, and I noticed that there is enough distance to be safe. Giving a look to the enemy. I'm adjusting my field of view to see it better during the turn. As you guys can tell by the G's, the turn was a fast one. Wasn't a really bad turn, so it was effective. Here's the enemy, and let us see what I'm going to do. Here, well executed. I see the enemy, have it on my aim, and I land some shots. Even something is falling from the other airplane. And this is the moment where things start to go wrong. Like, I did everything well on this last head-on, on this last moment. You guys can see the Spitfire is right here, is close. But after I landed these shots, I start to become too confident, that I was like, nah, I already damaged it, so it probably won't be such a big threat as it was before. So I was too confident, and this was the reason why things will start to go wrong from here. There it is, to identify him. maintaining a good speed, trying to build distance. It's still there. Let us see what I'm going to do. He's there. It's a reasonably good distance. I'm recovering some of the altitude. It's like, it's okay. At this moment, like me personally, I can see where the enemy airplane is, and to be honest with you guys, I don't remember if when I recorded this I knew where it was, but right now I can't see where it is. I can identify it, so I don't know if at the moment that I recorded this I knew it, but yeah, let's keep going. Oh, it's there. I actually identify it now. It was here somewhere, but the glare, it is kind of getting in the way. But anyway, there it is. I'm not sure if I actually saw it before I made this turn at the moment that I recorded this, just saying it again. And here I go. Here. And this is when things go south, because I mean, now I can see where the enemy is. It is right here. I think you guys can detect it easily too, as well as I can now, because it's, for me it's very clear. It is here. But yeah, let me play the video for you guys to see. I stopped the turn too short. I didn't continue it. I wasn't able to identify the enemy. I was just completely lost right now. I was like, I have no idea where he is. I started to think that maybe he was going back to his airport to get repairs because of the damage that I caused. So as you guys can see, it's an incomplete turn. There are like a few angles that are missing here. So this gives him a huge advantage to actually closing the distance, and this is what he is going to do. Yeah, this is actually a funny thing, because look, it is right here. I think you guys can see it very clearly now, because it is very, very clearly right here, and I didn't see it the time that I was playing this. Yeah, I'm going to do something horrible now, which is I'm turning to the right, which is giving him my 6 even easier. Here we go. And well, this happens. I get shot down, I think, with what, one shot maybe. He shot down my pilot. And I was like, dude, where the shot came from? Yeah, so this is what happened. I just messed up on the turn, and this is why I say that this turning is one of the most important things executing this strategy. Because if you don't finish it, if you don't put your enemy at your nose when you do this, it's kind of hard to explain it without drawing it, but it gives the enemy an angle that he can turn and closing the distance, like he can lead you. You know what I'm saying? He can turn and lead you and closing the distance, and then ends up on your 6. This is what happens. This is what happened here, and how he managed to kill me on this way. Let's just see it again, because it's just too much. Here, I'm just giving my ass and boom, shoots me down. Yeah. So yeah, now I'm going to show you guys the third part of this video. Although it is a bit different from the other parts, because I decided to make it as a clip. I'm not going to say anything on this last part. primarily because I think I already said everything that I wanted of important. So the strategy is already explained. This is all that there is to it. On this last part, I'm just going to do a dogfight, but it's actually not like the other two parts, in a sense that now I'm not fighting one Spitfire, I'm actually fighting two. It's a 1v2. And I decided to make it as a clip. It was a really big dogfight. It took me 20 minutes to defeat these two, and I condensed the video to a manageable 3.5 minutes clip. I added a song to it, which I think is really cool, and I hope you guys enjoy this last part, enjoy the clip, and I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the video. I hope to see you guys on a next possible DCS Diary video. So yeah, till next time.